Humankind 2.0 is the penultimate instalment in a limited series of espionage thrillers called Tales of MI7, written by me, James Ward. It's about the possibility, the coming inevitability, some might say, of human genetic modification, and what that might mean for our race as it currently exists. Of course, lots of novels deal with that subject, but perhaps most, not all, hold that improved humans would be a recipe for dystopia. The classic treatment may be the 1997 movie Gattaca, which depicts a not too distant future of genetic engineering in which society is divided into two tiers: valids, those conceived as a result of the new technology, and invalids, those conceived by natural sexual intercourse. Humankind 2.0's principal antagonist, it's wrong to call him a villain, a man called Hector Rainbow, challenges that. A social media billionaire, he's written a book called The Transhuman Magus, whose central claim is that Homo sapiens is a uniquely cruel and destructive animal. The planet's only hope, and thus ours, lies in a reconstructed humanity for which the traditional tools of that enterprise, noble ideals and aspirations, just won't cut it. Only radical genetic engineering will do. Lots of governments have caught wind of what's going on, and they think Rainbow's in the business of making super soldiers. Partly as a result of that, he's gone into an effective form of hiding, screened behind a virtual firewall. John Mordred, the novel's protagonist, is assigned to find him. The novel begins with one of Mordred's old associates, a frenemy of sorts called John Murgatroyd, sitting outside the Old Bailey. Murgatroyd seemed actively hostile to Mordred in the New Europeans and little more than a reluctant collaborator in the Square Mile murder. But this time he's more obviously on the side of the Angels. There's something of a hippie vibe about Humankind 2.0, and he's an integral part of that. But he's not the only character to rematerialise. Daisy Hallenbeck, the CIA agent who first appeared in Little War in London, has a major role, and Gloria Shipton, the computer genius from The Ultimate Londoner, exerts an influence from beyond the grave. There are several recurring motifs in Tales of MI7. Falling snow appears in the Eastern Ukraine question and Encounter with ISIS, and was probably inspired by the final pages of Dubliners. In the MI7 novels, it represents loss, but Christ's final temptation by Satan is probably more important. It appears in the social Magus, the Square Mile murder, and here, less explicitly, in Humankind 2.0. It always represents material success, albeit in different ways. In many ways, I consider Humankind 2.0 to be the most successful of all the Tales of MI7 books. It focuses on a real issue, and it remains even-handed enough to leave the philosophical questions it addresses open. Hopefully, the reader's left not knowing what to make of Hector Rainbow, hero or villain. There are plenty of reasons to think he's mentally disturbed, but that may have helped rather than hindered him. Maybe as such, he's more sensitive to the truth and the need to do something about it. Two things I should mention. There's a discussion in the middle of the novel in which a hypothetical race of Graham Nortons goes to war with a hypothetical race of Davina McCalls. That's right, the TV personalities, and it's by no means flippant. Secondly, the narrative also contains the one sentence Elmore Leonard said no writer should ever use, "Then all hell broke loose," and which I inserted, mainly to be awkward. And that's Humankind 2.0, a novel about genetic engineering, which, by the way, is becoming cheaper and easier with every passing year. Never mind about the not-too-distant future. This one could already be here.